Get your greasy little face up next to the radio because it's time for America's favorite radio program, Animal Stories. And now here in person is the Animal Stories news team anchorman, your charming and delightful old Uncle Lair, and him in person, little Tommy. Hi, Tommy.
Good morning, Uncle Lair.
Crazed woodchucks attack toilet seats. We're going to have Animal Story quiz on this, too,
good.
Tommy. Seems that there's this place in Fort Wayne called the Fox Island Nature Preserve, and they got a bunch of woodchucks there. And what's going on here is these woodchucks getting into the outdoor toilets. They're at the Nature Preserve and eating the toilet seats. Is that kinky or what?
Yeah.
Okay, time for Animal Story quiz. This quiz has two parts. You have to get both of them correct to win the shiny new dime. The first one, I won't even give you a time limit because I know you'll get this first one right.
Okay.
A woodchuck is synonymous with what? It's another name for what animal?
It's like a groundhog, that family.
Groundhog, that's right, little Tommy. Now, the second question is a little tougher.
Yeah.
Why do you think these woodchucks would be eating these toilet seats?
How much wood can a woodchuck?
So you have 5 seconds.
Oh, let's see.
Good luck to you for a shiny new dime. Why are those woodchucks eating the toilet seats in Fort Wayne, Indiana?
Probably something that's in the wood, I'd say. Now, the question is, what's in the wood?
You've got to be a little more specific, but you're hot. You're
I'll
on
say
the right
that they would want lead because of the paint. So I'll say salt. Probably salt in the toilet seats.
You got it.
I did it! I did it!
See if I have a shiny new dime for you, little Tommy.
Hey! All right.
Well, here is a shiny new dime.
Thanks, Uncle Lair. Hey.
See, what happens is people come into this Fox Island Nature Preserve in the summer. They're all hot and sweaty. And they go to the toilet. Little Tommy and his salt gets in the toilet seats. Groundhogs come along, eat the toilet seats. They say as fast as they replace them groundhogs eat them up. You'd think they'd switch to plastic. You'd think they'd get smart. Well, that's terrible. That's disgusting. So far, those woodchucks have eaten 9 toilet seats in Fort Wayne. We'll keep you up to date on that crisis. I love this headline here. It says, "Woodchucks eat from the bowl." There are bureau chiefs for the greater Wakarusa metropolitan area. You ever heard of Wakarusa?
No.
Me neither. It's a little bitty town. They sent me a copy of front page of a couple editions of their Wakarusa paper. It's just a little bitty paper for a little bitty town.
Is there a second page to the paper?
Yeah, the second page is on the back of the first page, Tommy. And this is one of those little bitty papers where, geez, it's, in a place like Wakarusa, there's no news. They got to fill it up with something. Stories about a cow here made the front page. There's some other interesting stories here on the front page, too, about the big maple syrup festival that's coming up in Wakarusa.
When is that?
That's March 28th and 29th for you tourists who happen to be in the area. If you think some of the stories on page 1 are dumb, you ought to see page 2.
Is it the sports pages?
Well, on the front page here is this story about this cow. Now, this is registered cow, one of those real classy things. His name is Contented Linda Grace. See, a lot of purebred animals, registered cows, thoroughbred horses, purebred dogs, got names half a block long, Reason they got those long names is because when they're registered, a lot of times they incorporate the names of the mother and father and half their ancestors in their name, Now, it was different when I was growing up on a farm. We didn't have any classy registered cows. We just had regular old cows with regular old names.
Brownie, Susie.
Yeah. Had one real ugly cow. We called her Horseface. We had another cow called Old One Eye. Old One Eye had an accident with some barbed wire. Oh. Yeah. Well, on with this story about, this cow named Contented Linda Grace. says here on the front page of the Wakarusa, Indiana Tribune, contented Linda Grace, a dairy heifer owned by Dean Engelmeyer, son of Mr. and Mrs. Lowell Engelmeyer, has been declared the best 4-H dairy animal in its age class in the world.
Wow.
Dean was notified Monday that his heifer has been judged Junior All-American by Holstein World Magazine, meaning that she was judged the best of 6 animals nominated for the top world honor. By virtue of the world distinction earned by the heifer, her picture will be on the All-American Holstein 1980 calendar, which will be distributed throughout the world.
Wow.
Now, this is on the front page, and this happened on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the next edition, also on the front page, the following story. Contented Linda Grace, the dairy heifer just declared the best 4-H dairy animal in its age class in the world, died Tuesday morning in the barn at the farm of Mr. and Mrs. Lowell Engelmeyer.
What happened?
I mean, she got this big award Monday, checked out Tuesday.
Too much for her.
Doesn't say exactly what happened here, little Tommy. Says veterinarians were called to the farm, pronounced the heifer dead.
Yep,
I don't know.
Dead.
I don't know why you have to call the vets to pronounce a heifer dead. I mean, whenever one of our cows died, we just looked at it and say, hey, that cow's dead all right. We didn't have to call no vet. They
That'll
said
be 22.50, please.
They said no autopsy was performed. But, you know, this is really tragic, little Tommy. It's a blow not only to the Engelmeyers, but to the entire community because, you know, every community needs something to be proud of.
Sure.
You know, like French Lick, Indiana's got Larry Bird.
That's
you know.
right.
And for one day, these people in Wakarusa could hold their heads high and say, hey, we have the best Holstein heifer in the world. And the next day, they had nothing. It's tragic. I think it would be appropriate now if we pause for a moment of silence, little Tommy, out of respect for the memory of this great Holstein heifer that gave her life for no apparent reason. So we'll pause now. I hope they could still put her on the calendar, though, I think. Just to have a shot of her with all 4 legs sticking straight up in the air and maybe a couple of buzzards circling overhead.
She was good while she lasted.